Tenno! I've been running some internal diagnostics, and it turns out my personal operating system hasn't been updated since the old piece. I checked my stats, and as a legendary rank 4, I've officially reached the end game boss level of, well, what the hell do I do next? But before we get into Warframe Burnout, and most importantly how we reverse it, please drop a like, a comment, and a sub to keep the good times rolling. You know that feeling where you log in, stare at your beautifully fashion framed loadout for 20 minutes or so, and then kind of just log on out. You find that your neuroptics are fried, and that your chassis just kind of wants to lie down in a field of lunar pictures and never get back up. And I have been observing this effect all over, not just Warframe, but seeing it on other games with lots of content too. I saw one of our Discord members recently trying to get 2 rare Vauban prime parts to drop. They went through 55 relics. 55! At that point, you aren't playing a game, you're working and fighting the mental battle of disappointment with grit and determination. We always tell new players to pace themselves, but as an LR4 who pretty much has everything the game has offered up, I kind of forgot my own advice there for a hot minute. I was a loot goblin supreme, knee deep in the Perita Rebellion and making videos and having a merry old time. I farmed all the Tectolist artifacts, I made some guides, I was in my mind the Tenno of the hour. Then I logged in a week later, looked at my navigation chart and felt, well, honestly, kind of nothing. Not even the desire to bully Captain Vor. I kind of felt lost. There was a neurological debuff in the Matrix, if you will. An Amygdala expansion pack. Fun fact, your Amygdala gets bigger the more burnout you get into. It's like a corrupted mod. A panic mod that increases those panic procs but tanks your efficiency. All that repetitive loot in the Perita Rebellion caused the anhedonia, my brain's reward system, to stop dropping dopamine for those parts. Like, okay, thanks for the nerf, I guess. And so what did I do to fix this hobbled dragon key effect on my Warframe enjoyment? Well, I did the unthinkable, guys. I played something else. I traded my high-speed Space Ninja skills for DayZ, where I have spent many a happy hour walking through a rainy forest, getting ill, just to find a tin of beans. And it turns out, being a bean queen was the neurological patch I needed. It reminded me that the grind is only fun when you're excited about what's at the end of the loot tunnel. And speaking of being excited, there is new content on the horizon, due to be released on the 25th of March, 2026. The Shadowgrapher update is on its way.
Remember, the painting isn't real. Nothing can hurt you. Whatever's scaring you is just an illusion.
That's right, DE is doing something wild generally with Foley, but we are also going back to the Vesper relay. For you new Tenno, Vesper was a legendary casualty of the Operation Eyes of Blight event back in 2014. The community basically had a game of chicken with DE to see if they'd actually blow it up if they failed the event, and they heck absolutely did. It's been a wreckage node on Venus for years. But now we're heading into Foley's domain. We're getting Follie or Follie, the 64th Warframe, who is an ink-based artist, possibly from our nightmares. Her abilities, like Plain Air, which literally attaches enemies to balloons and floats them away, and Shadowgraph, where we may be even able to draw our own little pictures to represent the things that she creates in mission. It's the exact kind of weird I needed to see in the game. She looks really interesting, and I really can't wait to find out more about her and get my hands on her. But the real chills is the idea that we might finally see the Vesper relay restored, maybe possibly. Seeing a piece of community history literally rebuilt from the ink up. That's the kind of lore-heavy, high-stakes content that makes all those long hours grinding absolutely worth it. So if you were worried there for a moment I was soft launching a goodbye to the Origin system, don't be. That mini burnout was nipped in the bud real quick. In fact, to keep things fresh, I've started streaming my sessions. Honestly, it's been a game changer. Connecting with you in real time, laughing at my own failed parkour, and seeing you guys in game, whichever game that actually might be, has reminded me why I started this journey in the first place. The connection with you guys is the ultimate. Arcane energized for my motivation. Now I want to open the floor up to the most important part of this game. The community. That's you, by the way. I want to hear your stories in the comments. Where are you at in your journey right now? Are you a fresh out of the cryopod 10-0, or are you sitting at the legendary rank table along with me and many others, wondering what to do with your 400th former? Let's face it, there's always something to do with those though. I'm a curious little 10-0. Have you been feeling that choice paralysis that I felt lately? Or is the new content keeping you hyped? Was there a specific part of the game that felt like a total slog for you? Maybe a specific farm that felt less like Space Ninja fun and more like tax return simulator. Who knows? And most importantly, how are we feeling about the upcoming Vesper Relay shenanigans? Are you ready to see that wreckage rebuilt? And what are your first impressions of Follie's ink slinging kit? I'll be hanging out in the comments, so do let us know what you're thinking or feeling about your stage in the game. So do keep an eye out for lots more Warframe content, and let me know if there's anything you'd specifically like to see in a video. And I want to take a moment to thank each one of you who took the time to subscribe or like any of my videos, and for leaving comments and interacting and pushing that algorithm my way. I really appreciate it. But most importantly, thanks for watching. And also watching right to the end. Please feel free to come join the Discord for even more shenanigans, not just in Warframe, all over the gaming world. And I really do hope to see you again in the next one, no matter what it may be. But in the meantime, you take care now, and goodbye.